Alright, boys. Back for a VOD review. Haven't done one of these in a while. Obviously, only a few of you have listened to VOD reviews from me before, so I'm not going to try to harp on individual play for anything as much as possible. There are going to be some instances where we're going to talk about some individual play. Don't take it personally. Just understand you have to look at the game in a fives perspective instead of a solo queue mentality. Um, this first initial invade, I like the setup that you're doing, but excuse me, we have to consider a few things here as well. Because I believe that Bart starts Prism, which takes away some of our damage, and Parry starts with Flay. Flay is 100% probably the better option. My problem with this is we go too early. We should be waiting for their backline to turn the corner so we can jump on them first. We basically flay into a team that has more AoE damage here than we do because we start W on Rise and we just don't have any AoE. No, we have Lucian, I guess, and Kaisa, but Syndra's AoE is pretty nuts. Renekton, if he starts Q, is pretty nuts. So we have to take that stuff into consideration and just our timing of when we're actually doing stuff. Let me get rid of stupid text chat stuff here. So just your setup is great. I like it. If you expecting to do something like this, it's just we need to make sure like this is really bad, like 100% terrible. You just pulled and did damage to the two Tangi's team members and left their entire backline to be free basically to just do whatever they want to us. And not to mention like look how much damage they're doing to us. Obviously their one guy's really low, but we're not doing anything to the guys that do the most damage. So it's going to be a lot easier for them to continue this than us. You have to be more patient, Perry. This is the like biggest thing for you as a player. You have to become more patient, dude. Like 100%. This is something we've talked about for a long time. You just got to have more patience. Um so the early game for this game is a very heavy mixture of Jarvan camping mid and then showing on the map a lot. And logic, your response to it is decent, but you take too long to do it. You're about 20, 30 seconds behind on where you should be denying him his jungle because you don't have a lane to gank at the time that it happens. So you see, this is the first time we see Jarvan. So we 100% know where he is. So in your mind right now, he still has to go to blue buff. So your bottom side jungle is going to be there 100% of the time. Okay? So as soon as you're done with blue, you now know he went red buff to mid. So you can go take his entire bottom side jungle because you don't have a lane to gank right now. Um, until he gets some hit points back mid. So you can go straight to Raptors and then look to see if you can gank mid. If not, then you can go take his Krugs, and you know for sure that your bottom side jungle is still going to be there. So you have to immediately look to deny him right away, because Bart's going to be chugging potions right now. He doesn't have flash, so you should be heading that way anyway. In case you should be heading towards Raptors anyway, instead of going over here to Krug, in case this happens. So you have to look to deny every opportunity that you can, especially when you know your side of the jungle is safe. So Bart makes a good flash. He still has potions going, and he lives barely with any hit points. And you're over on Krug, so now you should be already kind of to this area. I don't think you would have been to the mid lane in time, but um, you would be able to go start denying him some farm. So you have to look to deny earlier. So if you know if they give us information, I'm gonna say this to you guys a million times. You have to win with information. He gives you information, you have to immediately look to deny him as soon as you can. Um, because we don't have a gank down bottom yet. Mid lane is gankable, but we have to wait for Bart to his potions to finish so he can help you out on a gank or in a 2v2. So you just have to look to deny sooner, knowing that this part of your jungle is safe. So just keep that in mind. And if you guys see something like that too, so Bart, you get ganked, you did a good job surviving, make sure you communicate. I know this is fucking 2 minutes in. I'm just talking about throughout the game for everybody. Say he only has red buff right now. So now Logic has that information and he can do more with it. So the clock's in our head though, as well. So Alex, this is something we've talked about a lot in the past too, is just your like the internal clock of when you may be getting ganked. So you're gonna use your flash up here in a moment. The wave's already pushing towards you. You should already be backed off of this. He's already level 3 to your 2. You should not be anywhere near this wave. Just let it come, especially since you know where Jarvan is. So we're wasting summoners. You guys have to just be more aware and like act just take the game more seriously. You guys seem so lackadaisical sometimes, like we're playing solo queue with friends, which I want you guys to have fun. I want you guys to be friends, but I want you guys to win games too. If you guys don't want to win, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. So, and see, this is just more time logic. This is what I mean. You feel pressure because he's already made ganks, just go deny him. You should have already had this camp done and been on your way to this camp, and then you could talk to the guys about setting up a gank, especially since you're Elise with Repel. So your path should have been as soon as he showed mid, you should have been pathing this way, and then went to Raptors. Then if nothing's available, then go to nothing's available mid while you're doing Raptors. Then you go down here and you talk to bottom lane because bottom has been pushing the entire time. So you guys have to do a better job of your time efficiency because now you've wasted 30 seconds and Jarvan has now made 3 ganks, and hasn't been punished for it at all. So you're gonna go punish him. You're gonna go deny him. You're not punishing him because you're behind, but you're gonna go deny him farm now. But now he knows where you are, so now he's gonna go deny you. If you did it on time, he may not have went into your jungle, especially since Syndra was still coming back from base. Ryze would have had the jump first, like all this. So your guys' time efficiency really needs to improve throughout the entire game, especially you, Logic, when you're fucking you have the easiest way of trying to deny your opponent in a matchup because you're not always face to face with them. Let's go back a little bit so we can watch this whole exchange because this is another time. This is another moment where you guys just need to be more communicative. That you're going to make a play, because we have TPs available still. So we need to just talk about making plays with our TPs anytime. Because as soon as Jarvan shows on the map, you guys should be talking to Alex and saying, hey, can you TP? And even if you miss this little bit of CS, the plates take forever. Renekton's going to have to match your TP at the very worst. But I'm tired of seeing us always be the second team to TP. Why is it doing that? Come on. Like immediately we should have already talked about it and should be looking to make a TP play here. We have the life disadvantage right now, so we definitely could be, but this is just more cases of us needing to communicate about shit. Because Syndra and Jarvan did not have flash, we 100% win that 3v3. We end up getting a 2-for-1, or no, a 2-for-2. But see, here's again, they're TPing first on us. This is what I mean. They get a 2-for-1. We lost that one. We should have hands down won that. Look who's 2 mid lane before you, Alex. Why does this happen every game? Why are you always waiting for someone to tell you what to do? You got to be more aware, buddy. We've talked about this a million times too about TP. You had plenty of things to TP. They could have dropped a ward here for you or anything. Like we have to be more mindful of the team, not individual stuff. Like you're already winning in CS, and the plates take forever. It's fine if you miss that if you're gonna help out the team, because like I said, they both did not have Flash, Syndra, or Jarvan. We 100% win that 3 versus 3 there. As long as you guys are talking about focusing the right target. But again, we're always second to the party. It always takes at least 1 or 2 TPs from the other team before we do anything. Like, we're this is also something we do as a team too. Alex just did something similar, talked about it. This wave is pushing to us. Just back up all the way. Like, we should not be losing a third of our life for no reason. Just let them push into you. We don't have any map pressure at the time. We just have to be more mindful of stuff. And oh yeah, this drove me nuts too, Alex. We didn't make a TP play mid. Your wave is going to get stuck because of how it is. You could at least be talking to the team about making a TP play right now. Like, this would make more sense if Perry was baiting him in the fight. But instead, you just TP back the lane. Like, this is such a misuse of your summoners. And unfortunately for you, Jarvan was sitting up there because he was looking to deny some of Logic's jungle again, but it wasn't spawned yet, so he didn't get to do it. You guys just have to be more communicative. You have to talk about, it's such a simple thing. Hey, I'm going back to base. My wave is stuck. I have 5 fucking plates. Can we make a TP play somewhere? And then we can actually do shit. Logic, you and Bart did a good job of. We already talked about if you ulted earlier, dodges the second turret one. You did a good job of keeping the pressure on mid because they were trying to pressure Bard a lot early in the game too. So you did a good job with that for most of the game. Just your time efficiency stuff, you gotta really be mindful of because I believe the first 5 objectives they get 4 of them. We only get 1. So we just have to be more aware of this stuff. So whenever a gank like that doesn't work out, because anytime we fight, here's our biggest problem. Anytime that we fight as a team, I don't care which one of you it is. I don't know Greco enough yet, so I can't really include him in this because I've only seen him play twice. But anytime we fight to the death. There's no trading with us. You guys have to learn to just take some trades sometimes, because it gives us map pressure if they have to go back to base. This is going to be a perfect example of that. So she has a level advantage on Bart right now. Infernal Dragon's sitting up right now, and the wave is pushing towards them. So this is communication right here. Look, you're even thinking about going back to base in case she doesn't stay. Communication right here. Hey, wave's pushing right now. If we chunk her out mid lane, we can go do Dragon. Nobody has TP on the other team. So, let's watch. Okay. It's always to the death with us. Like, no matter what. We could have just went back here, helped him push the lane in, and then told bottom lane to shove in and went down the Dragon. Instead, we're trading 1 for 1, and their jungler's on the map still. And on top of that, the Jarvan now gets the experience that's sitting there mid. So you guys really have to think about the little details of the game as it's happening. But it all comes down to your communication. If you guys aren't talking about shit, it's not going to change. Like, you're just going to keep doing silly things that don't make sense. Look, we've made a bunch of mistakes already. We're only down 300 gold though. You guys are doing great in farm aspect, like across the board. Finding your farm, even though we're skirmishing a lot. So that's a good thing. You guys are doing really well with that. We really need to improve our early vision though, and then just our overall awareness, and just you guys wanting to fight to the death way too much. So we know that they're doing Dragon now, and that's whatever. We can't do anything about it now because we lost priority in lanes and map pressure. So that Dragon's theirs, but it came from us making an overly aggressive play. Your gank is good, but we don't have to always go fucking all the way in. Just just try to rein it back a little bit when you guys are thinking about that stuff. Just think about trading more, because this, especially this guy, just sits mid all like the entire fucking game. So we have to find ways to just be efficient. Nobody has TP right now. Perry's doing a good job of being aware. This is a really good job by you, Perry. Their bottom lane's going back. And this is their mistake, not realizing that we'll have our bottom lane there first. So we actually get a 2-for-1, I believe, or 2-for-0. Yeah, so this is really good job. 2-for-0. Good job, Perry. Good job, Bart and Logic, fucking communicating what you guys are doing there. So now immediately though, Perry, you need to be go warding his jungle. 100%. Go ward the jungle. They can push the lane. You're even just Bart can push the lane. You and Logic should be going into that jungle, warding and sweeping. Like 100%. But here's time efficiency for us. It's poor. I know you want gold parry, but your job in fives is not fucking a gold fucking generator. You need to be going to get vision. So this is just time efficiency stuff. Even if Bart doesn't get the damn thing, the plate, I don't care. We're gonna win with information, having vision, and you're making a risky play down there now, which you get out. But you need to be increasing our vision control. Like you could have had a pink ward somewhere in their jungle and your yellow ward down somewhere, so we would have had more information. You could have put a pink up here and then a yellow trinket here, just so we had more information. Um, but you're just trying to make some play and with no backup at all. So you guys really need to be more aware of your time efficiency, 100%. So we have TP advantage mid lane coming up in about 15 seconds, it looks like. So we need to be talking about that. I believe the play that we talked about is coming up soon. I think it's coming up right now. So this right here is the biggest mistake of the game is this fight here, and it's not because of Bart. It's because of our lack of willing to just give up experience and farm so we don't die and give them more. We see both of them coming down here to dive us right now. Logic's free on the top side of the map, and we don't have TP from these guys. So what we could be doing instead is just telling you to back up and making a TP play top, because we have fucking Rise and Elise on the Renekton. We can easily make a turret dive with that grouping instead of you guys running back here and warding where you already know they're coming. Just ward here and run away. Like there's no reason for us to even fight. And then the way the fight transpires later, like through the actual fight, we make some mistakes there, which, oh, that's not, this isn't even the fight. Wow. So yeah, this is just you two dying for no reason. Okay. So the fight we were thinking about happens later. So we're going for the Herald spawn, which is fine. We denied and got Herald. That's fine. We can literally tell you guys to just, we don't even have to, no one should even have to tell you to do that. You guys should just back up, and Logic is immediately going over to Herald. Like the fact we gave them 600 gold or whatever ends up being +2 plates, maybe 3 plates. That's a really big mistake from you guys in the bottom lane. You just have to give up some experience sometimes. It's just going to happen. And you don't always have to drop the Herald as soon as you get it either, buddy. We still have 4 minutes before the plates go down, so you can try to coordinate something better where we break the final plate basically, where you call the bot lane to rotate or anything like that, where we get a mismatch, even if you have them rotate mid, so they can their next recall rotate mid, like do a 4-man mid, so they have to back up. By the time they respond, all you do is you literally crack the entire turret and then you leave. But it all comes down to you guys communicating. You don't have to feel rushed. You guys look like you feel rushed all the time. You got the Herald, it's good. You denied it from them. That's our first objective, map objective that we got. You don't have to feel like you're rushed to put it on there, because we don't know where Syndra is, or actually we're pinging her right now. So we know where Syndra is, so at the most we're just going to get the 2 plates, and you still have 4 minutes. And the timer on this, I think, is like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. So you still have plenty of time to try to coordinate something with the guys. So don't feel rushed. You don't have to feel rushed. That's a good job there. See, like exact perfect example right here. If you just would have went mid there instead and did exactly what you did, now you could break this mid lane turret. Like that was a really good gank and execution by you two there. So it could have been even more if we were just being more mindful of that. That guy actually finished the fucking ward instead of EQing away. What an idiot. He finished the ward and had the flash because he wanted to get 30 gold in his pocket. Makes sense. So look, Dragon's coming up right now. We have their jungler just got chunked and has to go back to base, so we should be communicating, even if it's just to have Logic go mid lane and help shove Syndra in and then establish vision by roaming down towards bottom so we can set up for Dragon first because everyone has TP. This is again communication. You guys have to talk about this shit because this is literally 40 seconds away or something like that. I think they have a sorry. So Dragon's 55 seconds away. We have plenty of time to coordinate getting vision and at least establishing vision first so we can contest the objective. So you guys need to always just think about what's next. What's the next thing that we're going to try to contest here so we can try to really get set up for that. But here's the play we were talking about before where Alex doesn't TP and Bart positions away from our team, which is two mistakes. But this didn't even need to be a forced fight yet because you guys can talk about the other things. Jarvan just got chunked out. So technically you should be able to fight because he's chunked out, but you need to talk about the execution of it, which you guys do not ever. You need to talk about Alex. You need to be more aware, and you guys need to just talk to him, saying, "Hey, we're gonna make a play right now. Come get ready to TP." And the problem with this already as well is we have no vision control of the river, so they're gonna know at least that logic is coming. But you guys still should have the advantage because Jarvan's really chunked and we have two TPs to their one. So you guys just have to talk about shit ahead of time. Stop rushing into a decision. This comes from you a lot there, sir, Perry. You rush into decisions really fast and it's hard to think on the fly a lot. Oops, I just hit something with Fog of War, sorry. So you guys just have to slow down. Like you hook Nautilus, you broke his um, what's it called? Aftershock, sorry. So this is immediately when Alex should be TPing though. Because it's perfectly fine if Bart doesn't TP yet, because Bart has the wave shoving into him, and he can do his second. But Alex, you should be first here because you have nobody in your lane. You're just sitting there by yourself playing with the minions. You should be immediately TPing right now onto this. If we communicate, we're going to look for a fight because Jarvan's chunked out and we want to set up for dragon play. So this should be Alex TPing right now. The way this is going right now as well, if UTP or Vayne condemns you, I don't give a shit. You guys are still going to pick up a kill for free. Jarvan's chunked out, and now we get all the pressure on pushing out mid lane still because Bart didn't have to TP, and we get to push out bottom lane. We get to establish all the vision in the river. Like this should be Alex TPing here immediately. And then if Renekton TPs, then Bart can just TP and just sack some experience mid lane, and it's perfectly fine because we already have logic here and we know Jarvan's chunked. So look at this. This is 5 seconds worth of fighting, and we finally get a TP, and it's from Bart. This needs to you need to just sack some farm, buddy, and make plays for the team. So here comes Bart, and immediately Renekton TPs, and still Alex is up there. This is where yeah, it just has to change. We don't have to keep going over this fight because we went over this fight a lot the other nights, but You guys a have to be more communicative about um, setting up plays because this should 100% been in our favor here, and we should get this next dragon, but we none of that happens. So you guys just have to do a better job of communicating about, hey, can we make a play here? Instead of Perry, you just always initiating a fight and then us reacting. You have to stop that. We're not going to win games if every game that we just continually do that. We're not playing versus bad players. We need to be more coordinated. They get turret and dragon off of this now. They got first turret. I didn't know if Alex got his or not, but it's that's a big jump in map pressure for them because they have. Oh, I'm sorry, not bad pressure. Not bad pressure. We matched the what you call it. And here again with the trading, this is another example of us trading. These two just showed mid on the minion wave, and we should just be disengaging now because they're coming to us now. Perry, you did the right thing wanting to disengage, but we should have already been disengaging. Period. Yeah, so we had to blow a summoner there when we did not need to, and now again they have map pressure and we do not. So look, our vision very rarely is coming across the river. Theirs is more established. You guys are better players than these guys, so I'm pretty sure we win this game. I can't remember. I think we do. Um, but they are being more coordinated. Like when we go for warding and everything, Perry, you should be calling people to go with you in this stage of the game. Like just everything. You guys just have to increase your communication. That's the whole point in being on Discord together and playing together. You guys have to be willing to talk more. So immediately you got that wave shoved in, you two should be going to look for any type of vision if you have any more wards. You have one ward and a pink, so we could be trying to establish vision somewhere else. We obviously have mid and bottom turrets still to go, so we should be wanting to establish vision on the bottom side of the river more than the top side right now. Because this is shoved in, there's no turret here. So these wards right here, I mean they're fine, but they don't make as much sense because this is where the game is going to be fought over for the next 5 minutes or so because this is where our objectives are right now, is these two. So vision should be established on this side whenever there's nothing up here. And there's no herald. Now let's take a pause here. So doing great in farm everywhere. Um, Logic, you're fucking destroying in farm. Good job there. Everyone else is Bart's winning too by a good chunk. Alex is down by the same amount, so that's fine. So Logic's farm is actually keeping us in the lead. It looks like right now, single-handedly. This is why we have a gold lead right now. Is Logic's doing a good job of finding farm and being active. So we just have to be um, more time efficient with what we're doing and talk about shit. And we got another kill. So now you guys should be talking about what you want to do. You just made a pick, but we sent 3, 4 people to that side of the map. Um, and we have TP on Alex. So technically Alex should be in the bottom lane right now because he has TP. And we should be... I think Ryze can 1 versus 1 Renekton at this point too. So Ryze should probably be top lane with Alex being... I guess it doesn't matter because Dragon's going to be the next thing that comes up, right? Not Herald. No, Herald is up first. So yeah, what I said. So Alex should be bottom lane because Herald's in 2 minutes and he has TP. And then Ryze can stay top lane and the 3 of you can be mid. If you want to do a 1-3-1 here, you can split them like that because Ryze is getting... He doesn't have kills, but he has tons of farm and he's Ryze. So if he splits anyone off on the side of the map, he should be perfectly fine to 1v1 and survive. So yeah, you guys should be looking to 1-3-1 right now with Herald coming up, knowing that Alex has TP advantage as well. So Alex should be bottom, hoping that they send Renekton to him. So this again comes all of you just being more aware of what summoners we have and stuff. So that should be the play right now. because we're even if we just chill until the Herald comes up in 2 minutes, we still have TP advantage. So we have a man advantage on Herald's side because we still have 3.5 for Dragon. Okay, and we're creating pressure here, so it's perfectly fine. Like we need, this is why we also needed vision on the bottom side of the map because this is the contested area right now. There's a turret here. There's nothing here. So our vision up all this up here needs to be changed to down here. Just take a quick glance when we're in the middle of a game, like what our next objective is, and focus your vision around that side. Don't worry about the other side as much. Obviously, the person that's going to be on this side will have to be aware of it. Like Alex should have a blue trinket and a pink ward. So and so this is just map awareness as well. So we still have a minute and a half. So they just sent Jarvan and Syndra was bottom lane right now. You two could be you could be doing this and then trying to pressure this side with Alex if no one matches him. I don't remember what we do here because this is exactly they're gonna create these guys to leave and then these guys could be pressuring mid. We don't care about our jungle camps if we can get turrets. So this is exactly, yeah, this is exactly, you do the push and pull shit. They give you information, Jarvan shows bottom, and we only have one person there. So we have a man advantage somewhere. Alex is already moving the lane down this way, and Logic is on this side. Again, you could be doing the blue buff on your way out and focusing on this over the blue buff. So you should have been in this lane with him faster because Jarvan showed down there. Because if these two have to react to you, then Perry and Greco can either roam to you as well or just take the mid turret. And we have, because we have a man advantage. Like you guys just have to look at macro stuff way quicker. Like I'm glad you're denying him jungle, but you could get this on the way out. Here, we'll go back the whole way so you guys can see from when they're attacking part. So this is it right here. So this is the I think we just killed Renekton too. We know it doesn't have TB, so no, I'm wrong. So what we should be doing is calling for Alex to come mid and four-manning this turret. It's the easiest macro play because they're not going to be able to. They just have to back off at this point, and you'll be able to get that turret and then back out by the time that Jarvan and Syndra gets up there. So you guys can easily do that, or you guys could just all call to rotate 3 of you to the top side where Alex is. It's just one of the two. So no matter what, that's the call. As soon as he shows bottom, we just have to trust that he's going to get out, and then we make a macro play because we have a man advantage somewhere. So you just have to look at either one of them would be perfectly fine, especially since we have Elise. But I think we should be calling to get this, especially since it has plates. For now, 9 seconds, plates doesn't matter. So it'll be even easier to get then. So we should be calling you guys to just Logic should be beelining down this way to threaten a dive, and Alex should be coming down here. Look at objective-based thinking a lot more instead of like it shouldn't just be 2 people here right now when Jarvan was bottom. It should either just be 1 person and the 3rd person rotated to the top, or it should be all 4 of us. Because again, we still have TP advantage too, so even Alex could push the wave, and then again, there's 2 people there, so we need to be threatening macro right now. Again, this is it right here, so hopefully we do that. See, this is exactly what top. Now we're doing it. This is good. This is what we should have done 20 seconds ago, though. So this is time efficiency again. Well, good job there. Really good job. We don't have, we're down a person though now, so we should be just sacking this, not sacking, we should be clearing this wave out and then getting the fuck out of there. We have 45 seconds. We should be resetting for Herald. We have, let's see. We have fucking 3,000, 5,000, 6,000 gold sitting in our inventory right now that we're not spending. Okay, we're fighting. I don't remember this at all. So we're 1 for 1 right now. Okay. Immediately, Renekton's top side, This should just be us turning and taking mid inner tier two now. Because if Renekton stays up there, we get Rise in 4 seconds, we can actually take the inhibitor turret. So this should be immediately be macro call. Let's see what you guys do. Not macro. Not macro. Still not macro. Okay, I see why you took the fight at least. I didn't notice we had a ward there. Um, so let's see what time it should have immediately became macro. Right here, 1504, 1505. Well, it's 1504. So this should immediately, we know where he is. We know, yeah, you should immediately be doing this because this is literally, you could get this turret like 100%. If you say you get this turret and then you threaten this one, he has to leave. He can't continue doing this. Otherwise, you're going to get an inhibitor turret. You guys have to just think more macro based here. Just take objectives. I don't even know if we get this turret now because we spent 9 seconds chasing him. Holy shit, that was 9 seconds. Okay, so we're doing damage. No turret. So that should have at least been a 2-for-1 plus a turret for us. So you guys still won the skirmish, but you're not changing over to taking objectives. Like that should have been an insanely big swing for us there. Especially mid inner 2, man, that would be so good. Even if you guys just did mid inner 2 and then base to reset for the Herald, like that's perfectly fine instead of pressuring for the um, mid inhib turret. Like either one of them's fine, but the safer play would have been mid tier 2 than resetting for Herald. So I think they get this one for sure. Yeah, they get this one. So like all of our brains need to start thinking about when objectives come up and stuff like that, and also when we have advantages. Like they just took Herald too. Why are we sitting in a bush over here? They're just gonna take mid turret. All right, I'm slowing this shit down. I do not remember most of this game. And we're starting the fight with Rise way down there without his ult as well. Like Perry, you have to stop forcing stuff, dude. This is 100% you. I can already rehear it now. That this is you telling us to go. Look where Bart is down here. We're about to not even have a turret either because we're camping in a bush. You have to be aware if Bart didn't get grouped up with us fast enough that we have to just slow the fuck down. I don't have a clue how this fight goes. So they're alting. Wow, that was good for us. They alted Logic, who I think still has Repel, if I'm not mistaken, and he had his stopwatch or Zonius. Sorry. He had stopwatch. Okay. I mean, at some point you guys have to start fighting the same target, right? Like Bart's over here. I hope someone. Perry's going over there now. Yeah, we have to start focusing the same targets sooner, guys. Like, I don't even think you should be taking this hook in. What is this hook gonna get you? Look at our hit points. We literally have to be more aware. That hook cost us 2 more deaths, maybe 3. I think 2, because Renekton just used his. Oh, that's not your alt. That's his alt. Whoops. You gotta look what's coming up right now too. This is just perfect example. We're forcing a bad fight, parry, and we're doing it in such a bad fashion, and the objectives coming up. They literally killed four of us, and we got one, maybe two. One. We got Nautilus. You guys have to be more aware and just learn to not force it. As soon as they got Herald, you should be mid so they don't just try to drop it and easily get it. Like, especially when we only have four people instead of the 5v5. If Perry makes a bad call and he goes in, just fucking let him die sometimes. Because you gotta learn, buddy. I'm sorry. You literally force so many fights when people are out of position. It's insanity. And you guys need to be able to just tell him if he tries to make a call that like where we're 4 versus 5 and we it doesn't make sense like that. You need to be able to tell him, look, we need to wait for Bart or something like that. But yeah, because this is twice now before Dragons where we do something really stupid and then they get a whole bunch of gold off of us. So we're still in the lead though because of farm, right? Yeah, killing it jungle, killing it mid lane, even bottom, winning a little bit top. Should be winning. No, he went back to base. So you guys literally are just doing simple things way better than they are, aka farming. But we're taking so many dumb fights. This is what we always do the first 15 minutes of every game. You guys just take way too many dumb fights, and they always TP before we do. So that's all you have to learn to do. Communicate better. Communicate. This is what I mean about going to do vision by yourself, buddy. Too. You gotta call for the team to help you ward and stuff. Cause you just blew you didn't blow your summoner. You had the flash there because it we don't know where they are is the problem. Obviously we can see it on my map that they're all nowhere near you, but his hook made you feel threatened that there was more there. Um, but we just have to call for people to help us ward too. So I'm not even gonna go over uh, a lot more of this game because literally the first 15 minutes is where you guys struggle the most every single game. So all you need to do is communicate stuff ahead of time more often. Look to how to deny them properly, whether it's summoner spells. Um, Here, let's go back to an early part of the game. I want to see if we can find something with a big wave. So we can talk about like calling. You have to learn how to call for your jungler too, even if it's just threatening a dive to deny them a whole bunch of experience. Like if you watch pro games a lot, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. I don't think we have anything big pushing in this game though. Um, so we were at 18 something, right? But you guys need to just work on communication, your awareness as well. Perry, you have to stop putting the guys in situations where we're fighting for reasons that do not make sense. You have to learn just to slow down. Period. You guys are way better than most of these games that we've seen, even though we've won some of them. But we've also got the game where you guys were down 16-0. You guys did great keeping your cool and playing through it. I prefer if you guys never forfeit any game because you can actually learn shit from even the worst games, just like that one. You guys came back and won because you made some good plays, and it ended up getting us big objectives. So think about your communication is the first thing. Period. We'll just go back so we can look at laning um, as a map perspective. So this is the very beginning of the game. This is where we know Jarvan comes. Like this is just perspective. Bart can call out, I had the blow flash, Jarvan's mid, he does not have blue. So Logic now knows, bottom lane now knows that they're going to be safe to push in for a while if they want to. And Logic should know he can start denying, look to counter gank if Jarvan comes back, or just deny more and then communicate to make dives while also talking to Alex about his TP. Everyone in the game should be talking to Alex about his TP, and Alex should be communicating simple things like that play where he had TP or he went back to base and the wave was stuck here and he had TP. He should never be TPing back to lane. He should be talking to you guys first and running back to lane about setting up a play. You should be running back to lane while you're talking to the guys about making a TP play. Like you guys just have to overall completely start um, talking about the small details of the game instead of forcing shit all the time. We are so reactive to one player forcing, and it's very hard for a team to be in those moments and always do the right thing because we're never planning stuff out ahead of time. We're always reacting, and it's very chaotic, and it's not a good way to grow. So just make sure that you guys are um, being very much aware of talking to each other about information. You guys are going to win with information, so always ask for it. It can be the smallest of details, and you don't always have to fight and force stuff. I'm not calling anyone out specifically. I'm just saying, just in general, you don't always have to force stuff. You got to look at the map position of all of our players and TP and everything. Again, I'm not calling out anyone in specific here. So